What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about the importance of having ankle stability and mobility in wide receivers. So we're going to be talking about how that can directly translate to the cuts that you guys are going to be making at the top of the route, off the line of scrimmage, to overall wide receiver play. So I hope this video helps you out, gives you guys some value, and teaches you a few new things about what you should be focusing on while you are training to build into efficient route running. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want over 150 plus on-field wide receiver drills broken down to a set day-to-day schedule, check out that very first link in the description for our 4-week-long on-field wide receiver workout plan. So what it is, it's a 4-week-long schedule, step-by-step, day-to-day, broken down with sets and reps, where we give you over 150 drills to work on that ankle mobility, stability, cutting drills, press release drills, route running drills, and overall game. So I hope you guys can check that out. We include a step-by-step plan, and we show a full-speed example of each drill. Very first link in that description below if you want to take your skills to that next level. Let's get started with this video. So this routing from Amari Cooper, the main thing I want to talk about when it comes to ankle stability is just that cut off the line of scrimmage and then that cut at the top of this almost like slant out or blaze out route that you could say, okay? So many receivers struggle with stepping where? They struggle with stepping outside this DB's frame, right? This is something that we talk a lot about on this channel. Something that I emphasize with the receivers that I train is that you have to be able to get a DB to move off his platform. You actually have to be able to step outside of his frame. If you don't step outside of his frame and threaten him in this specific direction to the outside, like in this case on the goal line, you don't threaten him to that back pylon. Or if you're trying to step inside and take an outside release, you don't threaten him to the slant. He's not going to move. He's just going to sit square. He's going to watch your hips. He's going to shuffle with you, and we're not going to be able to create any kind of separation. So as a wide receiver, you need to have that stability, because when you throw to the outside, there's a lot of pressure on that ankle, a lot of pressure on that foot, on that knee. And if you don't have that, it's going to be very tough to make these types of cuts and be explosive with those types of cuts, right? Because for you to be able to strike the ground outside of DB's frame and keep the weight on the arch of your foot, you're going to need to be stable with that ankle to push off and drive out of there. So a lot of the things that could help you guys improve that is doing one leg specific exercises, right? Like RDLs, like split squats, but anything that is involving you cutting off of one leg, jumping onto one leg, absorbing force with one leg is going to help you in terms of your releases off the line and having a little bit more stability in the cut, right? So now let's talk about this break here, this slant out break. You see, he's going to be snapping his hips down. Now, this is another thing that ankle stability and mobility applies to, because when you're running full speed into routes, guys that don't have the most mobile ankles or the most stable ankles, when you're dropping into a break, they can't cut on a dime. They have to slow themselves down. But for you guys to be able to run full speed and drop, so many people say this oh, well, that cut's not realistic. Oh, I'm not athletic enough to make that type of cut. Oh, well, my favorite one is when you're looking at film of Jerry Jeudy, and guys are like, oh, well, Jerry Jeudy's just different. He's just a different receiver. Yes, he's a talented receiver. Yes, the way he moves can be freaky sometimes, but that doesn't mean that you can't translate some of those aspects that he has in his game to your own game. And that ankle stability is one of those things that restricts and limits a lot of guys, because when they drop into a break, for you to be able to run full speed into a break and be able to drop your hips on a dime like this, you have to be stable with your lower half. You cannot be weak with your ankles, because there's so much pressure going into it. You're dropping and shooting so much energy into the grass that you have to be stable with your lower half. If you're not stable with that lower half, you will not be able to get out effectively, and you will not be able to drive off of these cuts to create some explosion. So that's one of the number one things that you have to do to be able to make these types of cuts, to make these explosive cuts that not a lot of people talk about, is you have to build that ankle mobility and ankle stability. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Just make sure, fellas, that you guys are understanding the correct drills and correct exercises that you guys can do to build your ankle mobility. And again, that workout plan that we talked about in the very beginning of this video is some of the best workouts, best exercises, best drills that you guys can do to build that specific aspect of your game. Let's watch it again, full speed one more time. Great job dropping in this thing and stepping outside the DB's frame. All right, guys, if you have not heard, we are going to be in the San Diego area Sunday, October 24th for a 3-hour-long quarterback and wide receiver training clinic. So it's going to be a great opportunity if you guys are local to the San Diego area, close to it, want to make the trip out, for you guys to get some great work in. I myself will be there working with the wide receivers and with the quarterbacks, and I will be bringing out a speed coach to help you guys with your 40-yard dash time, 40-yard dash mechanics, and overall running mechanics. So I hope you guys could check that out. It's the second link in the description below if you guys are local to the San Diego area and want to come out and grab a great opportunity to get some work in. Second link below. And again, if you guys have any questions at all, any comments, concerns, leave that in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'll see you guys next time.